What's up, guys? It's Jamie, aka the FUT Economist, coming at you guys today with a YouTube video. Something that I normally don't do, usually more of a Twitter and a Twitch guy, but this is something that I made a goal for myself heading into the new year. I want to make a lot more YouTube content for you guys because I do think it's an effective medium for those of you that aren't able to catch the live streams or don't necessarily have a Twitter. So today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the Future Stars promo. So this was a promo that was one of the bigger promos that we've honestly ever seen in FUT. I mean, it's up right up there with Team of the Season, Team of the Year kind of thing. And I want to give you guys a recap of what happened today in case you missed anything. We'll talk about some of the more notable players that they released today in terms of how they're going to shift around the meta and what that did to prices. We'll talk about the pack weight, which I think is interesting to note because it's a little bit different than what you might have expected in terms of the pack weight. We'll talk about the objectives and some of the cards that you can be getting from that. Some of the more cards you can expect to get in the future because we have 6 more cards that are going to be released, not just in the normal team. I also want to talk about, obviously, as it is the FUT Economist channel, we're going to talk about the market implications, sort of like the general impacts, as well as some more specific examples. You guys can go out and make some investments slash know if and when to buy and sell some cards of your own. So anyway, jumping right into it. I guess we'll sort of start from the beginning. I want to frame this for you guys. Basically, to give you guys an idea of how hyped up this promo was, they started hyping this promo all the way back on January 14th. You can see right here. They tweeted out a single date, obviously today's date, that they were going to be doing something, obviously, with the eye emojis. They followed that up on the 14th with the new card design. There's all sorts of speculation going around. People were like basically zooming in and trying to find different things in the Photoshop that actually weren't actually there. People were saying, well, maybe this was going to be upgrades and downgrades, looking at these arrows right here. And then the 16th, they kind of hit us with this bomb that they were going to be doing this new promo called Future Stars. There's going to be players under 23, not yet in established stars, and they were going to be potential future ratings. So, people's imagination went absolutely crazy based on this. Some people thought that maybe they were going to be cards that started out as lower rated cards and you can build their way up through objective based stuff. And one concept that got really, really popular was this one right here of this David Neres card, where essentially you could upgrade his stats based on things that you did with him in game. I thought that would have been really cool, but maybe our expectations were a little bit too inflated for something that they were going to add mid-cycle. Although this is something that has been added to Madden Ultimate Team, which is another EA made game. With, obviously it's Ultimate Team. It's basically the same exact thing. So a lot of people were sort of confused as to why maybe they couldn't have sort of ported this over. I would imagine it's a lot more complicated than just doing a copy paste and putting it into FIFA Ultimate Team. But hopefully this is something they're looking forward to in the future. Anyway, that's not necessarily important to what they actually released because that's not what they released. So anyway, this is the team that they actually released. A lot of very good cards in here. Kind of crazy because we've never had anything like this before, right? We just got off of Team of the Year. Team of the Year is a promo where we're supposed to have the best cards in the game, and they're supposed to stay the best cards in the game probably up until Team of the Season, and they're really supposed to stay the best cards of the game even through Team of the Season, right? Like the Team of the Year cards in past, Team of the Year Ronaldo, Team of the Year Messi have stayed a higher rating or at least an equal rating to their Team of the Season cards. So the fact that they've come out with a promo right after it that has very, very high level cards that are, in fact, replacing some of the Team of the Year cards in terms of, some people could make the argument that they're replacing some of the Team of the Year cards in terms of level of meta-ness, if you will, is quite sort of remarkable and something that we haven't had before, and the market has reacted accordingly, right? A lot of the prices of high-level cards, high-level meta cards have gone down. Almost all of these cards are meta shaking, right? And by that I mean they are replacing a card that used to be the best in their position. We'll get into some of the more specific examples and a bit in some of the more notable examples, and we'll talk about how that affects the market and how you guys can use that in the future to make some coins. Anyway, so it's not just those players that they're releasing. They're also going to be doing 6 more additional players throughout the event. As you can see right here, it says 6 more future stars will be available through SBCs and objectives. So far, we know of 3 players that are going to be coming out. We know of Gomez, who already has an SBC. We know of Ndombele. We don't know how he's going to be released, but for some reason they put him in concepts already, and we'll take a look at his card in a second. And they also are going to be releasing Rafael Leao, I believe is his name, and he is coming out as an objective player. The way that you get him is you win 14 online single matches using 11 League On players. and you can't use like any other players. You can't use like icon players. I think you might be able to sub players on. So if you sub, so if you start the game with like 3 of your starters as non-league on players, and then you sub on 3 players, I think if you finish the game with 11 league on players, then it counts as like completing the objective. But I wouldn't mess with that. I would probably just start 11 regular league on players and then call it like basically complete the objective that way. Anyway, one thing that sort of pause and talk about market stuff here is there's going to be a lot of people that are going to eventually complete this objective. In terms of link investing, there's a couple guys that you want to maybe potentially look at, and this is something that we talk about all the time. Link investing is one of the easiest ways to be making coins. Is when a lot of people get a certain card, they're going to want to go out of the way to work him into their team. So one thing you can do on a card like this is go up to his chemistry on Footbin or Foothead. This works on both sites, and you can go perfect links. In this particular case, you don't see anyone that has perfect links, but that's usually the first one you want to check. But then the second one you want to check is the strong links, right? So strong links, once again, aren't fantastic, but someone like Pepe could be someone that you're looking for this coming Thursday after like weekend league rotation and stuff like that this coming Sunday. If prices for someone like a Pepe gets really low, maybe when people get turned around and they have this Leao card heading into next weekend league, maybe they want to incorporate into their teams by using this one. That's a card, this Pepe card in particular is someone that maybe, those lower level people who are not necessarily going out and buying like the highest level teams, maybe that's the kind of card that like people would want to go buy is that Pepe card. That's just sort of an example. Other cards, obviously, this makes Liga a little bit better too. A league that is typically struggling for strikers, so guys like Neymar and Mbappe outright could be much better cards. And obviously guys like Aurier and Ndombele, when they do get released, are going to be cards that people are going to be looking to incorporate into squads with this objective card as well. So just something to keep in mind, and it's going to have a big market impact because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get him because he's a relatively easy objective to complete. Other things to take note in terms of releases, obviously that Ndombele card is going to be coming out. We don't know how it's going to be coming out. It could be an objective, it could be a SBC. I think it's far more likely it's going to be an SBC. I don't think they meant to actually show us it this early. I think it was a mistake. He looks like a pretty solid card in terms of what he can do. I think though there's a couple things that might be holding him back. He looks like a very decent set of defensive mid though, and I'd imagine he'd be relatively expensive if he did get an SBC. Other things to take note of in terms of players that are going to be coming out is the fact that one more additional card is going to be released as a vote, right? So they've given us 5 loan cards in the form of Diaz, Maximini, Pajek, Bisica, and Nelson. I apologize if I butchered those pronunciations of those names. I am from North America, I'm from North America, so you have to cut me some slack. But I think personally that Diaz is most likely going to win this. I think the English vote is going to get split between these two right here, and I think the fact that a guy on Real who's Spanish, I think he's going to have a pretty strong vote going in his favor. I don't think he's going to be that meta of a card. The 3-star skill moves is not fantastic. He's a good card, don't get me wrong, but it also depends on how he gets dropped, right? If you want to do some preemptive link investing to someone like that, I showed you guys how you guys can do that, but I don't think he's going to be a huge deal unless he's dropped as a weekly objective or some sort of like easier objective or like a cheap SBC, which I don't think he will. If he gets dropped, I think it'll be a more of an expensive SBC if I had to guess. Other than that, sort of moving on, some things that they also dropped today were SBCs, right? So they dropped this Joe Gomez SBC. I don't know, a lot of you guys want me to do an in-depth analysis of this. I think we might actually do a dedicated video to this, but just for like a quick overview, the rewards for this are, they're decent, right? This is an expensive center back though, right? Oh, where am I? This is an expensive center back. If you look at it, the rewards are a Prime Gold Players Pack, a Rare Mega Pack, a Mega Pack, a Jumbo Premium Gold Players Pack, and a Rare Players Pack. You guys know me, I do like a lot of SBC analysis, so this is something that's right up my alley in terms of calculating the total rewards that you get from this. I have a whole spreadsheet I can link for you guys down in the description if you guys would like, where I take all the values of every single pack in the game and I calculate an average reward. So anyway, the average reward after you do all the calculations and add up all the packs is somewhere in the range of 50,000 coins on the average resale value for this Joe Gomez, which puts you at a SBC cost of just under 470k. If you're looking to do this SBC, I think it's going to get much cheaper come like reward time on Thursday and Friday. If you're trying to get especially like 84, 85 rated gold cards, I think will get much cheaper as people pack them in volumes. Plus, if they release like heavy lightning rounds, that could also push prices down. So I'd probably pump the brakes on this one for a little bit in terms of like going out and doing this one. One thing you shouldn't do in terms of pumping the brakes are these two SBCs right here. Both of these are released for 24 hours. This Future Stars Challenge has a very good reward. This rare positional players has been giving out very, very good rewards from what I've seen on Twitter. And anecdotally has been a very good SBC, one that you guys definitely should do. Also, another one that you should take advantage of in terms of the requirements for it. The requirements are exactly bronze cards, and 3 of them have to be rare bronzes. If you guys do the if you do the bronze pack method, that's something you just want to be going out and just literally just selling the cards that you have in your club right now for this SBC. Listing for lazy buyers, listing over and over and over again. It will eventually sell. It might take a little bit longer than you might like because there are a lot of people that have sort of caught on to this, but this is a coin making machine of an SBC. Definitely want to make sure that you're taking advantage of that while it does last. Another thing, Dill just quickly covered this Future Stars Challenge SBC. It's a mega pack, and it does get you a 10,600 coin reward on average based on this pack value thing, and obviously the cost of it just over 7K or 8K depending on your console. So once again, that is a profitable SBC. Now moving on to another thing that I think is kind of interesting, the pack weight of all these packs, or all these cards rather, is actually relatively high, which is interesting because that's not something we would have thought. If I can find the tab I'd set up for you guys here. Is this it? It is. So the pack weight for these Future Stars is 2% on a rare players pack. Which is actually not that bad compared to the Team of the Year. Team of the Year, I believe, was way less than 1%. I had been away for Team of the Year, so I'm actually not 100% sure, but 2% is actually not bad. So every 50 of these packs, you're going to be getting one of these, right? If you think about, if you sort of translate that out into like weekend league rewards and all the packs that people are going to be opening for that, you can think, these cards on Sunday could come down quite a bit in price. So for me, that's one thing I think not a lot of people are thinking about right now. You see the prices of a lot of these guys are exceptionally high right now, like very, 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 very expensive cards. I think the majority of them are going to be coming down. And I think there's a couple factors at play there as well, right? I mean, the fact that these cards are new, it's a new type of card, it's a new design of card, and they're young players that a lot of people are hyped up about, and it's also, I mean, frankly, it's a period of the year where not a lot of people have a lot of money left to be opening up packs, because they've just opened up a bunch of packs during Team of the Year. I think you're going to see sort of like a dry run of packs, and like these first couple days, these prices are going to be a little bit higher than what they're going to settle at. I think they are for the most part going to be coming down over the next couple weeks, heading into a period of the year where we generally have a lot less going on. So that's something to keep in mind, especially heading into Thursday, as I said, when I do think we're going to get a much higher volume of packs. Another thing, too, to keep in mind, if they do drop like upgrade packs, or if they drop any sort of silver promo, 12 of these cards are non-rare gold cards, and 4 of these cards are silver cards. So you can pack these guys in like a 45K pack that gives you like, I think it's like 8 non-rare cards and 6 rare cards, or maybe 4 rare cards, rare gold cards, that is. Essentially what it is, you can think of it like the definition of a square and a rectangle. You can be a rectangle and a square, but you can't be, or sorry, you can be a square and a, well, no, wait, hold on, I'm mixing it up. You can be a rectangle, but you might not be a square, but you can definitely be a rectangle, and you can definitely, I've completely messed it up. Anyway, the whole point of that, me trying to say that analogy, is that if you have a pack that you can pack only non-rare gold cards, let's just say as an example, you can actually pack some of these cards. As long as their base card is a non-rare gold card, you can pack them. And so that's just another reason why I think that these are, in terms of like, if you're going to go out and buy these cards, I wouldn't buy them yet. I think they're relatively overpriced right now. Moving on to some more general market impact. These cards are, as I said earlier, a lot of them are meta shaking. If we wanted to take a look at some of the cards that I think are particularly meta shaking, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is very, very meta shaking, right? I mean, in terms of the cards that he's replacing, you take a look at the prices of someone like Cancelo, Road to the Final Florenzi, Walker in particular. Walker got crushed today. That this is a card that's like replacing a lot of cards like that. Mendy is another example. Mendy is a card that's replacing guys like, it could be replacing guys like Sandro and Tellez. Obviously Tellez was sort of propped up by the fact that the prices of this card right here, actually, Adair Mitalio, was a card that a lot of people want to incorporate into their teams, and obviously he has a perfect link to Tellez, so Tellez was propped up. But if you look at Sandro's price actually came down quite a bit, potentially because people are trying to go out of the way to incorporate this card into their team. Another thing too, this Havertz card right here, I think he's actually phenomenal. 4-star, 4-star, 6'2" with some of the stats that he's got on him. Six. I mean, he's going to be a dominant player. So I mean, there's a lot of cards, and the reason I bring up this guy is because he's actually replacing a lot of the midfielders right now. I think guys like Rijkaard and Seedorf, you can see that they've actually taken a little bit of a hit in terms of their price, and I think that they're going to come down. Heading into sort of like, okay, so like, this is all well, Jamie, great. Like you just told me, obviously, these are things that have already happened, right? You basically explained why things have already happened. What can I look forward to in the future? How can I make money off of this? Well, I think that some of the higher level panic selling right now that's going on is unwarranted. People panic selling the likes of Team of the Year Van Dijk, Team of the Year Neymar, some of the higher level icons, like the guys that are like clearly better than these guys, like the upper level Hullets, the upper level Vieiras. The panic selling on those don't make any sense. If you're liquid and you're able to buy some of those right now, then you can. Then I would go out and buy them. I would also keep in mind that I do think that these future star cards are more expensive than they should be right now. Right, so as they come down in price, you would think that the link investments are going to go up in price, and I think also what you're going to see is on Thursday, I think the link investments are going to do very, very well for these cards if they haven't already gone up a lot in price. When you're looking at these link investments, once again, you basically want to go through the teams, right? You want to find cards that people are going to get in their weekend league rewards, and they're going to get excited about it, right? And then you want to go to the website, whatever one you choose. I'm going to use Footpin as an example, and you're going to go, okay, so I'm going to look at the perfect links, I'm going to look at the weak links, or I'm going to look at the perfect links, and I'm going to look at the strong links. Let's just run through Havertz as an example here. Well, so it doesn't look like doesn't look like he has great perfect links, but if we look at some of his strong links, guys like Warner, guys like Royce, I mean, all these kinds of cards from the panic selling that probably happened today, especially for something like Royce, these are the kind of cards that could go up in price. And obviously, there's a differentiator between if it's like a position where it's like a right back. Obviously, at right back, you're not going to be looking at other cards in that position that could be linked to them because you can't play two right backs in the same team. But like even like center back combinations, like the panic selling on Team of the Year Van Dijk to me makes no sense, right? Because you can now link him with the Ligt card. There's one other guy you can link him with as well in this team. I'm blanking on who. Oh yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? You can link him up, and you have like a perfect sort of triangle right there, or trio. Sort of, you can like sort of link that out. I think there's a lot of panic selling right now. If you can be sort of tricky about the way that you go and find them, you can make a lot of coins off it. Anyway, this has been sort of a rambling video. You have to forgive me. Maybe this wasn't the cleanest of formats, but hopefully this is something that I get to do more in the future. Maybe get a little bit better at in the future. I really enjoy this kind of stuff. It's basically what we'd be doing on Twitch anyway, but more of in a YouTube format. The sort of the goal of it is that you guys can listen to this while you guys are playing your weekend league or something like that, sort of like a podcast, if you will. If you guys did enjoy this, I would appreciate a like rating, and if you want to stick around and see more content like this, you might as well hit that subscribe button. If you didn't like the video, I want you guys to be like 100% honest with me. If I should make it faster, if I should make it cover less topics in like one video, please let me know. And use that dislike button, honestly. Let me know down in the comments as well how I could improve this, because I am obviously looking for constructive feedback. Anything you guys could give me in that direction would be obviously very helpful and appreciated. Anyways, it's been Jamie, aka the Foot Economist. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.